Today we are going to be talking about something that is so cool. I think this is something that I should have done. I've got a couple of things that I want us to speak to tonight, but I wasn't able to do these things, and it was lessons learned for me. And this is basically we're going to jump in to talk about things that you should do before you leave your current job, right? So that's what we're going to talk about. So the topic for tonight is do this before you leave your current job. Yes. So what are those things that you need to do before you leave your current employment? If you have never been here before, my name is TJ, and we are going to be here from now until around about 7:30. And if you've got any questions or comments, hey, in the chat, you can drop it in. And in today's topic, do this before you leave your current job. I'm going to give you around about 9 tips. 9. Yeah. Well, 9. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah. 9 tips that I'm going to be giving you. And these are the things that I personally missed before when I left my that I had back in the days before I became unemployable. And I am going to be having the privilege to share that with you. So, what are the things that you need to do before you leave your current job? Right. So, all of you guys, you are employed somewhere else. I want us to jump into the detail so that we've got enough time by the time we finish off at 7:30 at the top of the half hour. So, you all have a job. And I know that someone somewhere out there, you went into an investment business or something like that. And when you got there, you were so excited and you then left and you were energized and you're like, well, I'm going to leave my job so that I can focus on this, particularly for real estate. You guys go out into these property seminars and things like that, and immediately you want to leave your job, right? So I'm going to address that. Is it good or is it bad, right? It's good, yes, it's bad, but I'm going to give you around about 9 tips of the things that you should be doing before you leave your current job. In the comments, let me know where you're watching us from. I see some people have said they are watching us from Davidson. Some people, hi, how's it going? Greetings. But let's jump on into it. So I'm going to start talking here. The first one that I want us to speak to is that in this topic that we're talking about, do this before you leave your current job. The first one, remember, a job is by definition, it's just over broke. However, if it is just over broke, right? I urge you, my friends, like I meet so many people that I coach, that I mentor, and they come to me and they've just hit a little bit of success and they say to me, TJ, I am going to leave my job. So tip number one that I'm going to share with you is do not leave your job. Yeah, I'm going to wait a little bit so that it can sink in a little bit, right? Yes, I did say that. Do not leave your job. It's going to make sense a little bit as I go on. Remember, I said I've got 9 tips that I want to share with you. That was tip number one. Why shouldn't you leave your job? I'm going to give you a couple of reasons. The first reason is that, guys, if you have to go out there and you are in the game of investing into properties and you're in the game of wanting to do business, the pay slip has power. The pay slip has power with the lenders. So if you don't have a pay slip, it's practically impossible for you to now be attractive to the lenders. Does it make sense? And when I'm talking about lenders here, I am talking across board. Banks, big banks, small banks, right? They want to understand that. Now, the reason why I say do not leave your job is because over and above that, you can look after yourself. Guys, if you do not have a job and you've just hit a little bit of success, remember, I am actually going to be assuming, right? I am actually going to be assuming that currently you are earning 50,000. I know some of you are earning a little bit more than this, and you're like, 50, no, we earn a little bit more. This is for illustration purposes, right? So whatever you are earning, we are going to go on to the journey of these numbers as we go along, right? So as I go along like this, right, it basically means that we are going to go ahead with these numbers and we are going to assume that you are earning 50K. Within this 50K, we are going to make all of our examples using this 50K. So, number one, do not leave your job. That's the first one. The payslip has power. The lenders will be able to give you a little bit of money because you've got an income of 50,000. You will be able to look after yourself. And number four, your family will be able to be looked after within this job. Just because you have reached a little bit of success in the property game or in the business game, it doesn't mean that you should leave your job. That's the first one. So do this before you leave your current job. Don't leave your job. Yeah? Okay, good. Let's jump on to the second point. The second point is that be an expert at your current job. Now, when you become an entrepreneur, remember I'm talking about leaving your job. Now, when you have left your job and you're now in the entrepreneur space, a lot of us wants to be in this space. Every other second person that I meet or coach, they tell me, TJ, I'm doing this because I want to leave my job. TJ, I'm doing this because in the next 5 years I want to see myself being an entrepreneur. TJ, when I do this, I want to be able to. I think I've got so much skills, so I want to be able to do more. So teach me how to do ABCD. So I want to stress this. The employment is a beautiful place to gain skills, but a lot of you don't see that. When you're an entrepreneur or when you're a businessman, it becomes practically impossible for you to train yourself in new skills. So what do I mean by that? At the moment, the bigger companies, right? Let's talk about all of your banking systems. Let's talk about all of these big companies. They are actually getting tax incentives to train you. So take advantage of your current situation with your employer and become an expert at your job by getting more training. Sometimes your employer, I remember back in the days when I was employed, I would actually refuse to go on training. Like, nah, I'm good. This training, every training that's going to come through, take it. It's going to improve your skill. When it improves your skills, you're going to need this skill when you're an entrepreneur. Yep. I'm talking from an experience, and do this before you leave your current job. Become an expert in your current job. How do you become an expert? Attend more training. How do you also become an expert? Grow in your skill set. Volunteer even in your workplace to do someone else's job. I know you're already saying, TJ, they're already abusing me. My friends, when you're an entrepreneur, there is no job that you're not. You are the marketing person, you are the HR person, you are the salesperson, you are the MD, you are everything. That's what's called solopreneur. So some of us, we're thinking that if we leave our jobs, we are in a happy place. Well, I am sharing with you today that before you leave your current job at this moment, learn those skills in your current employment. That way, when you're now solo or running your business, you have the ability to do it. Does it make sense? If it makes sense, give me some thumbs up. Right. So you volunteer, you grow all of your skills, you attend a training. The third one that I want to give you is that if property investment is for you, then my friends, whilst you are still at the job, get the right education. And tonight, I'm not going to tell you about all of my educational products. It's not about that. It's about saying to you guys, know that you need to get educated in what you're going to do. So recently I met someone and they said to me, TJ, if I resign my job, I'll potentially get around about 3.5 million out of my pension. And I want to do this property investment. And I said, whoa, don't leave your job, right? And they said, no, I have 3.5 million. And I said, that 3.5 million, that's just one property, brother, or maybe two. And all of it is gone. And then thereafter, then what? No, TJ, I am going to live on this, on my income from the properties. Yes. But how about you utilize the same amount of money whilst you're still on a job, but get educated? Because once you get educated, you actually do not need to use all of that money. You need to use very little of that money for you to make more money, right? Right. Yes, in the tribe, I do have training products. Actually, this coming weekend, I normally have these free masterminds, and where you can come in and plug in for around about 2 hours. And in the comments, I am going to drop in in a section there where you can be able to join the free mastermind, right? So if you haven't joined yet, right, now there's the time. I have included that in the comments where you can literally join the next free mastermind where you can get some education, right? I want to jump on to the next point. The next point for me is get a coach or a mentor as early as possible. It's not a secret that I do coach people. It's not a secret that I mentor some people. It's an open secret. It's not about me today. I'm not punting for you to be my mentee or to be my student. Here's the thing about being a coach that I've also learned. I might not be the right coach for you. So when you go out and get a coach or a mentor as early as you can, it's like almost dating. You start to see, do we gel here or do we not? Am I understanding this coach? Is this coachee of mine understanding me? Are they implementing it? So if you get into a happy space with your coach, oh, flip, you're going to grow. Definitely, you will grow, right? And that's what remember, I'm a coach, but I'm a coachee as well, right? So I see it both ways, whilst I'm giving and whilst I'm getting. So I urge you, by all means, try to get a coach or a mentor as early as possible before you even leave your current job. That way, you have the understanding of how to work with a coach. Even in your current employment, you should be having a coach. I remember when I was at Standard Bank back in the days, I had a coach, right? So you should have start understanding how does it work to work with a coach. Now, my friends, coaches are expensive. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Coaches are expensive. So if you've got no job or if you have hit a little bit of success and now you're trying to hire a coach, it ain't going to work. The world of entrepreneurship or business can become lonely. And if you have a coach or a mentor, you got someone that you can look forward to share your challenges and they can give you direction. You have someone that has done what you are wanting to do, so they can shorten the success rate for you. And that's why I am saying get a mentor or a coach. There are two different people, by the way. Get a mentor or a coach as early as possible. Right. Now, is this making sense? In the comments, let me know whether this is making sense whilst we're going alongside of it. And by the way, I just wanted to say to you guys, thank you very much for being here. And whilst you're at it, do not forget to subscribe. Right there, there is a red button that's called subscribe. If you have never subscribed to us, now's the time for you to subscribe and turn on the notification button so that the next time we are going to go live, which is next week, Wednesday, you will be able to see this. And by the way, when you also plug in to subscribe, hey, you give me a little bit of oomph to come out and give you whatever I am preparing. But if I don't know that there's someone there who subscribed, well, why would I do it? Okay, good stuff. Let's jump on to the next number, right? The next number for me is very important. It is very important. I spoke about getting a coach And this one here is create a system to manage the business without you. Create a system so that you are able to manage the business without you. I don't know how to stress this, but basically, once you are at your employment currently, it is of higher importance that you start to understand how does your business grow. You're starting small and you grow that business. But as you're growing this business, create a system so that this business can work outside of you. That is going to be extremely powerful for you, because what it's going to give you a little bit later, it's going to give you what I call the freedom of time. The freedom of time. What do I mean by freedom of time? Freedom of time is being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it with your time. So if you've got a business that's giving you 50K, right? So this business is giving you 50K, but you have a system to manage this business, and it doesn't need you to have 8 hours of your time being there. That is power, my friends. Like power. I mean, like proper power, right? But if you do not have that, all you have done, right? Remember, I'm sharing to you, do this before you leave your current job. So you don't want to leave your job for another job. I'm going to say that again. So you don't want to leave your job for the other job. Why am I saying that? If you don't have a system to manage your business, when you leave your bank position, mining position, whatever executive that you are, whatever junior manager that you are, and now you become your own business owner, now all of a sudden you've got another job to do. What is that job? To manage your business? No, that's why I'm saying create a system to manage the business without you. So you don't do that whilst you are now at that job. You do that whilst you're still on your current employment. Yeah. I hope you're taking notes in this. And if you haven't been taking notes, that's okay too. You can always come back and replay this as you go along. Now, the other one that I want to speak to here, which I'm not seeing that I didn't put here, I'm seeing it in my notes, but I'm not seeing it here. But I am just going to maybe give it to you here on a side note. And this one here is basically, I'm looking at my notes here. Remember, we spoke about the 50,000, right? So that we're earning this 50,000. So this point here is grow the business, right? To N, this is net, by the way, 100K to 150K. Okay. Now, why do I talk about that? Because that's very, very powerful. Grow the business, right? Remember, this is do this before you leave your current job. So grow the business to earn a minimum of 100, between 100 and 150K, and then leave your job. So remember, we spoke about having a system. So now you have this system, right? And the system is now giving you 100K. The same system is now giving you 150K. And you're not in this job, right? So some of you, I know you're already getting scared. It's like, TJ, who haven't even started, and this is 100K that you already need me to. Remember, this is about, at first we said you are earning 50K. So your business now needs to double that income or triple that income. That's the principle here, before you leave your current employment. That is the point. Right. I did speak about getting a coach and a mentor. I am going to jump on to the next point. And then my next point is about, again, it's still speaking about earnings. have at least 6 months of savings. I call this one here a minimum 6 months of runway. You know, when an aeroplane is about to fly off, for some of us who've been on the aeroplanes, they've got what is called a runway. It's a strip, right? And whilst you're on that runway, you don't want that runway to run out, basically. So why am I talking about you need to have a 6 months of savings before you leave your current job? So basically, I'm saying here, if you do not have a business that's giving you double your earnings or triple your earnings, don't leave your job. I'm also saying that if you do not have a job, if you don't have a business, and you do not have your own savings, this is your savings. So on top of that, doubling up or tripling up, and you do not have your own savings of 6 months, we call that the rainy day. Guys, these are the things that I teach in my classes, in the masterminds. These are the things that I teach. We go deeper than this. So I know some of you have been wondering, what is this mastermind that TJ is always talking about? What is it? It is about me taking you from zero to the greatness of your business. And this is how we bulletproof some of these things. So I've got a free mastermind that's coming up just for 2 hours so that you can jump in and you can learn a little bit, improve your business. And if you ever become serious about it, then maybe we can bring you into the tribe and we can start to learn there. But have a minimum 6 months runway so that when the rainy day comes, and by the way, it will come. Some of us, it's still very fresh. We just got out of COVID, right? But is it about a pandemic, TJ? I don't know. I don't know what's coming. You don't know what's coming. All I'm saying is that let's be prepared around it, right? Ladies and gentlemen, if this information is like good information and you like, TJ, this is good information, don't forget to share it with others. Even invite others. At the end of this video, send them a link. Susan, this bra here, this cat here was spitting fire. And these are the things that we need to learn. So don't forget to share with other people that you are wanting them to grow alongside of you. By the way, having some money can become lonely as well. So if you go bras that are wanting to get into this thing, share with them. You don't lose anything. It's free information, all right? Now, the other thing that I want to share with you that I do not want you to do, remember we're talking about do this before you leave your current job. This is so powerful, especially to people that are married. Especially to people that are married. Right. Agree with your spouse on the big change. So remember, you're leaving your current job. You're leaving your job where you had medical aid. You're leaving your job where you had pension. You're leaving your job where you had all these nice perks. And you're becoming a solo guy. Even if you have tripled the income, even if you have a 6 months, some of you are not fit to leave your current job. Why? Maybe your wife married you because you're a practicing doctor. That's what she loves about you. So now you're no longer being a doctor? Ooh, that might be problems at home. I'm telling you, right? So speak to the missus or to the mister in your life. This is what we're going to do. This is the transition. How are we going to manage that? Some of you are too busy. Yeah, like too busy. Now, all of a sudden, you had no time because you're dedicated at your job. And now all of a sudden, you got free 10 hours to yourself. Your spouse might not be happy about this now. What are you going to do with yourself? When I'm not there, it might create problems for you. So before you do that, remember, this is all about do this before you leave your current job. speak to the missus or speak to the mister, right? And then agree on the change. Is it viable for me to do it? Yes, it is. What am I going to do? Map up the roadmap. Because remember, you're on the journey together. Now, the last one that I want to throw out to you guys, is this making sense? And before I do that, I just want to say thank you very much for all of you guys who are watching through. And I see guys that are watching us from Midrand, Northwest. Thanks a lot. In Davidton, thanks a lot. Thank you, all of you guys, for watching. I'm checking you out on here. So, and by the way, if you have any questions, remember there is a section where I dedicate answering questions. Not today. Today I'm teaching, right? So I'm giving you some valuable information. And last week, on my previous video, I was able to answer some of your questions. So whatever question that you've got, you can drop it in the comments. And when it's the week for me to answer some questions, I will answer those questions and give you the answers. If I don't have the answers, I'll go and get some of my expert guys to give me some of those answers. I'm going to go on to the last point. And the last point is that, remember I said do this before you leave your current job. For some of us, we get fascinated with the idea of being out there. Some of us, we get fascinated with the idea of owning a business. Some of us, we get fascinated with the idea of triple or doubling our income. But is that what we really want to do? Right? So double check with this guy or that guy. You. Is this what you are really after? Because sometimes it's about the fun. Sometimes it's about the freedom of income. So just being able to have some income that you own and nobody else has control of that. For some of you who are employed, or for some of you who have businesses, right? Small businesses, and you want to hedge your money. So you're hedging your money into real estate. Is that freedom that you're looking for? So you don't have to leave your job. You have attained what you're looking for, which is the freedom of income. A lot of people don't understand this concept. It took me a while to get this concept. The freedom of income. What is that? Being able to know when, how you are driving your income and whether you can make it go up or down. Not to say that you're getting paid 50K on the job. This is about the next level. You're now on your own. You can generate 100 grand if you want to. If you put in more effort, you generate 1 million. If you put in more effort, you're generating 2 million in a month, in a week. It's up to you. It's how you are driving your business. So is that the freedom of income that you're chasing? Or maybe I spoke about systems earlier on, and I spoke about run the business, but within this business, have systems in place. And when you have these systems in place, now you've got the freedom of time. A lot of people don't understand this concept because they are always at the job. And when I'm talking about the job here, I'm talking about two different types of jobs. Some people left their current employer job to become employers and business owner at the same time. Oof, that's a deadly position to be in. Yeah, it is. You're the owner of the business and you're the employee in that same business. Yeah. So you literally left a job for another job. So my friends, for some of you who haven't joined in on the next mastermind, the free one, join me on the next free mastermind. But I'm hoping that this has given you some value. I know this is of value because it is stuff that I didn't have when I left my employment. That's why I'm saying sometimes getting a coach is about someone who has done these things, and they can help you to hold your hand and say, don't do this because I did it and I go bent. But if you do it, you don't have to get bent. Your success rate is much faster than me. So go out there, find your right coach, find your right mentor, let them hold your hand, walk with them. But if you're really serious about getting ahead in your business or getting ahead in the space of creating, remember at the TJ Tribe, we're all about creating a future that is hung on real assets. That's what the future is all about, right? So how best do you create that? You create it by mastering all of these things that we spoke about. So my friends, it's been great hanging out with you today. I hope that you've gotten some value. And if you have, let me know in the chat, and we will see you on the next video or at the free mastermind. It is I,